Okay, let's get on with it. This topic's going to be about China and where China is today, stands today, and how this all happened. This actually occurred back in about 1972 with Henry Kissinger and Tricky Dick. Yeah, that's who they were. Henry Kissinger was over there in France making some deals, trying to get a peace treaty with Vietnam. And some of the issues that occurred was, China had supplied Vietnam with all kinds of weapons and tanks and so on and so forth. And of course, China spent a lot of money and they want some money back. They want something. So basically, the peace treaty wasn't with Vietnam, it was basically with China. And all little tidbitties in there, give a sign to pull their stuff out and do all those things, And then eventually, Nixon would go and visit China. First president in history to go there that I know of. I went and checked it up. That was in 72. So he goes there, talks to the Chinese, and they make this deal that we're going to sell them technology so they can get themselves going and in the market, because beforehand, I remember, everything in the 60s was made in Japan. And now, as it went on in the later 70s, you started seeing things pop up made in China. It was kind of unusual. But anyway, to make this story a little bit shorter, he actually sold us out. I mean, we had the Vietnam War won. If you look back in 1971, 72, we had their backs to the wall. But, the protesting and Americans changed their opinion on the war and all that was going on. So we ended up selling ourselves out. I mean, I personally, my thoughts are that we should have finished it. It was over. It was pretty much over for Vietnam. But we didn't. So we made this deal. And Richard Nixon was quoting to say that by the time this all takes real effect on our country, that it will take about 30 years and he'll be dead and gone. So, boop, he doesn't care. So here we are, 2023. Of course, if you take 30 years from 72, that means 2002. And by that time, we were already flooded by Chinese products. And it's just overwhelming now. So what can I say? No complaints. Can't complain. That's what we wanted, and that's what we got. We got out of Vietnam, fought a war that was opposed by JFK. As soon as he was assassinated, a week later, LBJ went and signed to go to war into Vietnam. So, sucker punched. Yeah. Anyway, I got a lot of bad feelings about this. I got a lot of bad feelings about what's going on today with the Chinese market. If you look at California, I looked at a map and I looked at some research on there, not on the computer, not on by Goonie Goons, actually research. You look how much farmland and how much property is owned in California by China. Yeah, it's unreal. It's unreal what China owns in California. And God knows where else. So, no complaints. That's what we did. That's where we're at. This is what we get. Anyway, let me say bye. Bye. Sayonara. Hasta la vista. Till next time, I got a lot more stuff to say. Here it is, Women's Day, Worldwide International Women's Day, and that's a good thing. Women deserve the same rights as men. same pay, equal pay, all them good things that we've had. They deserve those rights. I just have one little complaint. I watched hundreds of videos, saw lots of footage. When a man gets arrested, he gets arrested. I mean, he gets arrested. When he goes to court, he goes to court. But that ain't the same thing for women. It's bias. Women get a little juice card on all those aspects. Rest, court, they get nowhere near what a man might end up getting if he's convicted. So, yeah, I'm for the rights of women, but I also want to see it in the courtroom too. All right, that's all I got to say. Things on a good note. Well, it's Wednesday. It's raining, and stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. Пока.